Okay, I think the patch is done. Wasn't that fun, everyone? All right, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Chris?
Yeah.
Mm.
Is something the matter?
I think I owe you a truth. Even if it might ruin some things between us.
A truth? Way to go and sound all ominous. You're deciding to tell me something important only after we've just screwed each other's brains out. I love where this is going already. Please tell me I'm not about to regret having slept with her. What other truth is there? I thought you already dropped the biggest bomb on me by revealing the truth about this place.
Well, you're already aware of my watching habits. Stalking, as you like to call it. When I said that I didn't know much about you, I wasn't being entirely honest. It wasn't just your boyfriend's life I watched. You were clearly important to him, and I was curious about you too, so I spent some time watching your life as well.
And by that, you don't mean you've only been watching me at the club, do you? Just how much are we talking here?
I've watched you for, I don't know, a few weeks? A couple of months, maybe?
A couple of months.
Not all the time, but rather more than I hinted at.
I don't like where this is going. And by more than you hinted at, you mean?
I've never watched you go to the toilet. I promise.
But you have watched what? Everything else. Oh, fucking hell. So what? Every private moment. Every moment when I've been vulnerable. Every moment when I thought I was alone with my boyfriend.
You were!
Except for some fucking haunt snooping on us. You watched us fuck, didn't you? Which you enjoyed. And then I do something really fucking stupid, and it's like Christmas has come for you, isn't it? You can drag me to your stupid fucking make-believe world. Feed me lines of shit. Make me actually care like a fucking idiot. And all the time you're just playing me for your fucking gratification, so you can get off like you probably did when you watched my fucking... Fuck you.
Chris! I don't like it when Mommy and Daddy fight.
Fuck. Fuck. This is all so very wrong. I just knew something was up from the get-go. But I didn't think it'd be this bad. This girl knows too much shit about me. Why the fuck did she even drag me here?
Chris, please, wait!
If it wasn't obvious, fuck you wasn't actually an invitation for you to follow.
Please, Chris. Don't cut me off.
And the waterworks too.
Can we at least talk?
Was I not clear enough? How about piss off, you manipulative witch? Would you understand that?
Fine then. Let's cut a deal.
What?
I'll let you do whatever you want to do. To me. To work off your anger.
Fucking hold me.
Whatever it is you feel I deserve. But in exchange, I want you to listen to what I have to say first. No!
What the fuck are you even saying? You think that's something that will make me feel better? Something that will make me feel good about myself? Giving into that shit doesn't fix a goddamn thing. It never fucking does. Fuck you for even suggesting something like that.
I'm sorry. I guess it shows that I'm actually not that good at reading people. I get so very little actual interaction with anyone these days. I wanted to be honest with you. That's what people do, isn't it? When they care. I promise, I'm trying my best. The last thing I want is for us to be fighting right now. Please don't be mad at me, Chris.
Fucking hell. Get up. I won't throw anything anymore.
For the record, when you damage stuff in here, it hurts me. Mentally, I mean. It's a very unpleasant sensation.
What? For real? You mean to say you're actually connected with this place in some weird way? So when I threw the bottle just now... Fucking hell, Beryl! You could have mentioned something earlier!
Well, I had no reason to bring it up before. Until now.
Shit. Sorry.
You didn't know. So it's alright.
Come on, get up. That ground is cold. I'd know.
Thanks. Your hands are still warm.
None of this is fair, Beryl. Because essentially I know almost nothing about you. And you seem to know far too much about me. If you've been watching me for God knows how long, you must have had a decent idea of what kind of person I am long before I even met you. You probably predicted how I'd act in here. From the very beginning. You were manipulating this whole situation to your advantage. Fuck, I'm such an idiot. Why the hell did I stop listening to my intuition?
You're right. Like you said, none of this is fair. I can't fix that. But it's not like I predicted we'd ever get a chance to actually meet like this. That you would ever get the chance to see me or interact with me. It's true that my motives aren't completely selfless. But it's not like I had bad intentions while dragging you here, did I? I brought you here because it seemed like the only sensible thing I could do when I found you. I mean, in case you hadn't noticed, I'm trying to save your life. And yes, I've seen you at your worst. But I've also seen you at your best.
Oh yeah. And just when was that? Because I don't even remember the last time my life didn't seem to be down in the dumpster. Unless by best you mean me staying sober for most of the day.
You're exaggerating, Chris. You might be rude and selfish most of the time, but you're actually kind to people you care about. Hell, you've even shown me some kindness. You're not a bad person.
Stop with this bullshit.
I mean it.
What is it that you wanted to explain to me? Back when you were offering me a deal to work off my anger, you wanted me to listen to you first. Go on then. I'll listen. Without the fucked up deal.
In that case, mind if we sit down first?
That's an idea, sure.
First off, I'm not going to ask you for your forgiveness. It's probably not something I deserve. But I hope I can make you understand, even a little bit. Would you like a cigarette, actually?
Oh, now you're offering me a smoke. If this is what it took, maybe I should have thrown a bottle against the wall sooner.
It's something that usually helps you relax, isn't it? So I can go out of my way and make one for you.
I'll take your peace offering even though it tastes terrible.
You know what? Sure, I'll take you up on that offer. To be fair, I thought it was going to be hell when I woke up with my cigs missing, but surprisingly enough, it hasn't been too bad so far. I guess it only makes sense considering what this place is. So I suppose any kind of possible withdrawal is just all in my head here. Still, a smoke would be nice.
Instant regret.
What the hell is this? This tastes like burnt ass.
Is that not how they're meant to taste? That's how they always smelled to me. As far as I remember. It doesn't feel as though I can get much right at the moment.
I should have known. And she couldn't master the taste of booze. Let's just say that unless you really dislike someone, you should never ever offer another cigarette in here. I mean, I've smoked some dodgy stuff in my time, but that...
Chris, you flatterer.
Nice tits. Better.
Better.
I'm so good at this.
So, can I?
Yeah, just continue. Before you get any other bright hospitality-related ideas.
Okay, so... being dead has its obvious drawbacks. But in some ways, being a ghost is even worse. Since I'm already dead, I can't exactly die again, so I'm trapped like this. And over time, I lose pieces of memory. I forget what makes me, me. As far as I'm aware, there are two ways this can end for me. There's a peaceful end if I can resolve things. And if I can't, there's an end where I lose my ability to think properly. When all I am is pain and regret and longing and loss. And that? I don't think that ends. I've seen what happens when a ghost loses their sense of self like that. It's uncomfortable to even be close to them for long.
There are more of them.
See, when people say a building feels wrong to them, that it's cold, that it creeps them out, that's what might be left there. That's your real fucking haunt. Not that most people can see them any more than they can see me. It's just that the sense of wrong is stronger. And more people can feel that. Every time I create this world, I push myself a little closer to that. Materializing this place is a strain. It damages me, I think. Makes my mind deteriorate faster. But it's also my only chance. I don't know how long I have. probably quite a long time still, because I still feel very much me, but as far as the real world's concerned, I basically don't exist. People can't see me. They can't hear me, can't feel me, can't interact with me at all. I'm surrounded by people in life, and I'm completely on my own. Here, though, I'm able to interact with someone, for a limited time, but still. It's pretty much the only chance I have to let someone get to know a little of me, however much of that is left. And through that, I cling to the hope that once they're back in the real world, they'll remember me, and that they'll possibly find out who I was. Maybe that will be the key to unlocking what my regret was, and then perhaps I can escape this. And that leads on to people like you. If I were to just shut myself away completely from everyone and everything, I don't think I could handle that. I mean, there's lonely and there's isolation. So I sort of live a little through other people. I follow them. I watch them. I experience moments of their day, secondhand at least. It's not properly fulfilling, but it's something that helps keep me going. Gives me an anchor of sorts, helps me remember what it's like to be human. I know it's an intrusion, and I'm sorry, I really am. It always felt not innocent, but like it wouldn't hurt anyone. The people I've been watching would never know I'd seen them, and it's not like I could tell anyone else about what I'd seen either. So it would really be just my secret? It sounds like a weak excuse, I know. Especially when I watch what goes on behind closed doors. Because sometimes it's been such fun watching someone, maybe at a club, and they were dancing and laughing and so alive. And then they go home with someone, and, well, it's hard to stop watching sometimes, you know?
You know, if this whole shit wasn't so serious, it would be almost funny. You basically have an infinite supply of tickets for some live-action porn.
Is that what you deduce from all of it?
I know, my mind's a warped genius sometimes. But I'm pretty sure some people would pay a lot of cash for that kind of shit.
Are you one of them?
I'll neither confirm nor deny my answer to that question.
When you and your boyfriend stopped seeing each other, I wondered what had become of you. So I'd look in at your place sometimes. More often than not, you weren't there. But sometimes... well, sometimes you were. And sometimes you weren't alone. And I shouldn't have watched. But I did.
So that one time when
And the last time I visited, I found you in your tub. Have to admit, it freaked me out pretty bad.
Right. I actually did wonder what led you to me. Whether it was something you could sense being the way you are. But I guess this answers my question. You didn't find me by coincidence.
Well, the timing was coincidence. Had I ended up visiting you a day earlier or a day later, we wouldn't be here at all.
And that's another scary thought. So does this make me lucky or unlucky?
I don't know, Chris. You tell me.
Well, while we're already having an honesty corner here, maybe I can explain a couple of things to you too.
Oh, good. I won't have to feel like I've been holding a monologue for the past hour and a half.
More like 5 minutes. Wait, did you actually want me to interrupt you?
I'm just joking. Please, go ahead. What's on your mind, Chris?
Why do I like the way she calls me by my name so much? This is so stupid. First of all, we're going over there. These bar stools aren't very comfortable for long-ass conversations. I'm not saying this seating is much better, but at least you won't fall off if you give me your feet.
Huh?
Unless you don't want those getting some warmth anymore.
Oh! Well, be my guest.
This will keep my hands occupied for the time being. Do you know why I lashed out at you back there?
I can hazard a guess. You tend to let your emotions get the better of you sometimes, don't you?
That's a nice way of saying someone might have anger issues.
It's my fault, isn't it? Because you found your privacy had not been as private as you thought.
You probably know this already, but I'm a sociable guy. I usually get along with folk easily. I get along with alcohol pretty easily too. Too easily sometimes. There are times when the two combine well, and there's a night of glorious drunk fucking. Occasionally, the combination doesn't end up that good, though. Sometimes stuff that shouldn't happen, stuff that wouldn't happen if I was sober, happens. But it's behind closed doors. Nobody else knows about it. Me and the other person come to an agreement that it doesn't go any further. And so I manage to parcel those memories up, hide them away, not think about them, pretend they don't exist. If there's nothing to think about, there's nothing to be ashamed of, right? I know, it sounds kind of stupid to say it like that, but it works. Worked. Until I found out that someone else had seen some of that shit. At least, I think you have. It sounded like you had. Which... it fucked me off. Because that was supposed to be secret. Nobody knew. I had hidden it from myself. It was like it hadn't happened as long as I kept pretending. Turns out I can't fool myself as well as I thought. And when the shame came out, it turned to anger, because you knew, and you were there, and I lashed out. And for what it's worth, I'm glad the alcohol here tastes like shit, because I've no idea what would have happened had I been drinking. So I only lashed out verbally. Well, and broke one of your bottles. But at least it stopped there. It's fucked up, but I actually got to thinking about your offer. About what I could do if I was still angry. My brain loves to do that kind of shit to me sometimes. But then I realized that would be the absolute worst thing I could give into. Since not only would it hurt you, it would also give all my worst regrets some company. And it wouldn't fix a goddamn thing. Besides, it's really not healthy to have too many regrets, is it? I think I need to work on having less of those, not more. Being on my own doesn't always lead me to the smartest decisions, does it?
Do you want me to be honest?
Shoot.
You were an idiot. You've got a lot going for you. You're handsome. You're smart. Lazy, but smart. I mean, you weren't doing too bad in the puzzle-solving department. You were actually doing pretty great compared to some of the people I've dragged in here.
Yeah, well... solving riddles requires a different kind of brain power compared to getting one shit together in life.
And you've got at least one person who cares a lot about you. Or two people, if I count right. I mean, your lady friend seems to care about you a lot as well.
Yeah, who is the lady friend? We've never even alluded to who that is. I'm so curious.
So Beryl knows about her, too. I shouldn't be surprised. Yeah, she's a good friend.
You think she wouldn't be sad if she found out what you did? You picked such a painful way to do it, too.
Sometimes it's hard to see stuff like that. I have my demons, and sometimes I listen to them too much. Especially when they've been working with their friend, Mr. Alcohol. I know that on the surface it might seem easy to say I have a lot going for me, but underneath, it's harder than you'd believe to accept that sometimes.
I'm going to tell you something selfish as well. I'm actually a little bit glad that you're an idiot sometimes.
Because it meant that you got to steal me here. You're one fucked up girl, you know that.
Maybe I am. But a fucked up girl with a little less to be sad about than yesterday.
One thing I don't get. You've seen Bad Chris. Why the hell did you want to drag me in here, rather than, I don't know, go hovering around a hospital and finding anyone who wasn't so screwed up?
Oh my! Why did I never think of that? Okay, pack your stuff. I'm kicking you out in 2 minutes. Trawling intensive care somewhere is bound to get me someone nicer. You're not playing along.
So what makes it a bad idea?
It does actually sound sensible, doesn't it? To find people on the brink in a hospital, because where else would they be? I thought to try that too. Early on. The thing is... Well, in most cases, the people there have just been in so much pain for so long, they don't want to prolong things. They're ready to move on, and it's not my place to stop them. There are also ones who've been in some accident, and they're fighting for life already. They don't want to spend their time somewhere like here. They want to get back to their life and fight against the injustice of the world. One time, I brought someone in here who had lost touch with reality already. She was convinced that I was her daughter, kept asking why we were here and why I wasn't practicing my ballet. It was just really awkward.
You don't have many happy stories to tell, do you?
Were you still doubting that part? But no, I don't think hospitals and me are a great combination.
So you're really stuck with blind luck, to find the right sort of person at the right time in the right place.
I'm afraid that's the best I've come up with so far. I'm not going to say that it means I find people often, or that I've had a lot of luck, but my foot doesn't think I've done too badly this time, at least.
Old habits die hard. I'm not good at just doing nothing with my hands, and I always found it weirdly relaxing to give someone a foot rub.
No complaints here.
Still, though, didn't I seem like a bit of a risk? To drag me here, I mean. You really expected for things to just go well.
I can't dwell on things like that. I have to take what chances I get. I simply do what I can to get you to engage with the puzzles, make you think, and hope for the best. I'll admit, though, Bad Chris did scare me a bit. Pretty fucked up that I kept watching, isn't it?
In the same fucked up way. I think I'm almost glad that you have seen that, and could see past it.
Well, like I said, it's not as though I get much to choose from. Although, if I did get to choose, I think I could do a hell of a lot worse. I have done a hell of a lot worse up till now. I'm serious, though. And not just because you're doing nice things to my feet. You're really engaged with this place, and with me.
Well, you are a bit weird. But I meet a lot of weird people in my life. Weird is good sometimes.
I'm glad you think so.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry I made you cry. I shouldn't have gotten angry at you for trying to open up and be honest with me. If I was in your position, I'm not really sure what I might do differently. About watching people, I mean. It's still a little creepy and fucked up, but I think I understand your reasons for doing the things you do.
It's strange. I wonder how we'd have gotten on if we ever met in the real world.
You mean leaving aside that you might be about the same age as my mom?
Pity you're not into that, huh?
Huh. Maybe I'd just have been an ass, and you'd have glared at me, and I'd have thought you seemed cute. Honestly, though, it doesn't matter. We never did. This is where we met, and as fucked up as it sounds to say this, I'm actually kinda glad that we got this chance, too. Even if the circumstances were very wrong to start with. I've not been dealing with people very well as of late. Fucked a lot up, really. Being here and talking to you like this, it's helped give me some clarity about things. I shouldn't decide that things are too hard and the answer's in the bottom of a glass of whiskey sometimes.
That sounds good.
Now I'm starting to get depressed knowing that there's a chance I might forget all of what's happened here. That's what you said, right? Basically, there's a chance I'll wake up, forget all about you, and think that I'm such a failure in life that I can't even kill myself properly.
It's possible. As far as I can tell, there's no set rule about that. But I like to believe that you have a better chance of remembering if this world's been memorable for you. Not everyone who's been here before wanted to help. But the ones that did, most never seem to really show a sign that they remembered. Not properly, at least. After a while, it gets a little too painful to keep watching and wishing for something that could have been. So eventually I stop.
Well, fuck that shit. I don't want to forget. I want a chance to make a difference. So what can I do? There must be some kind of way to make sure I remember, right?
I don't know. There's no manual. Nobody to tell me if I did good or bad. I hate this part. I get my hopes up and...
Well, I'm not going to make you any promises that I don't know if I can keep. But if I have a chance of remembering anything, it's gotta be intense memories, right? Seems to me like we've made a few of those in here. And I don't just mean...
Yes?
As much as this might be too much of an ego boost for you, solving some of those damned puzzles was incredibly satisfying.
Oh?
You did manage to make me think. And not just about the puzzles themselves. So my hope is that when I do wake up, I'll remember things from in here. They're the things that will remind me of what bad choices I was making. And why some of those choices have to change. And I can't remember this place without remembering you.
That sounds good, Chris. While we're already on the topic of puzzles, I believe you still have a door left to open.
Right. We might as well get to that, huh?